Hey there, welcome to the video. I'm Scott Welsh, and we get together once a month to talk about trading systems or maybe give you trading tips or maybe talk about things that happened to me that hopefully could help you once a month. Like to do it more often than that, and maybe we will again sometime soon. Three things we're going to talk about today. We all want trading systems, we all want to make money. Where can we find them? And this particular system we're talking about today came from a really unlikely place. That's why the video is being made. What's the best way to test? We are, at least the people that I talk to in the universe that I walk in, people are obsessed with testing. How can I test it? How do I get the right parameters? How do I find the magic? Well, we'll talk about that. And I'm going to give you the nuts and bolts of a system, at least the guidelines to a system that might turn out to be profitable for you, right? And you're going to give me feedback if you want to about whether you think this crazy system that I found is worth trading. All right, these numbers are hypothetical. Again, I try to keep it as realistic as possible. Do not risk money you cannot afford to lose. This is for education and hopefully helping purposes, okay? Where do we find systems? Well, personally, I try to look everywhere for systems, and I like to take any sort of basic idea. Obviously, probably no one's going to have a free system out there that's going to work perfectly. Maybe not, right? Maybe we can take 90% of something out there and make it make money for us, especially if it's on a long term chart. But I like to take basic ideas and then just tweak them a little bit. That's what I like to do. That's what's worked for me. That's what I like to do. Um, I mean, why not take something that a presenter or has someone who's written it in a magazine or someone who's talked at a live event? Why not take something that's worked for them and just put your own spin on it? That's basically how I operate. That's how I operated in the world of tennis. I took basic fundamentals and put my own spin on it. That worked pretty well. And so far in trading, that seems to be a logical path to take that can be successful. So I'll go to trading books. Really into trading books lately, reading a lot of them, even the ones that seem like they're just written as a fundraiser of some sort. You can still find basic tips from that and then build your own. Magazines, stocks and commodities magazines, fantastic. Go read that every time. Blog posts, videos, YouTube videos, anything, right? And then take the general idea and then go from there. That works very well. And I'm going to give you what is a little bit better than a general idea, and hopefully that might lead to something good for you too. Okay. But where I usually do not find systems is just languishing alone on my platform for months and years at a time. Um, the system we're talking about today, I simply forgot about. Have you ever done that? Have you ever made a system, put it away in one of your workspaces, and then never really looked at it again? This just absolutely blew my mind. This is multiple years ago. Okay. It's got to be at least 2 years ago. It might be 3 years ago. I was reading a turtle book. It's so far long ago that I can't even remember where I got the idea. I think maybe I read a turtles book, or I think maybe I read something, an old trading book, maybe. I don't know. But I was tinkering around with breakouts. Okay. Breakouts have been around forever. They will be around forever. And so I took the idea, again, maybe from the turtles, although they use daily charts. And apparently, when I was creating these charts, I took a breakout and then I decided to put a million rules on it. Okay. Because I don't know, at the time I thought, more rules are better, right? I'm going to be smarter than everyone else. And the more rules I put on it, the more chance it has to be unique. At least that's what I thought, right? I've since changed. That's why this was really a long time ago. Since change, I've found that simple is better. Simple is better, but not this chart. It was not simple. I put a ton of filters on it. Okay. Speaking of which, what did I put on it? Well, a breakout strategy is normally done on daily, weekly, or monthly charts. The people who trade millions and billions of dollars do breakouts on daily, weekly, and monthly charts. Well, I didn't do that in this particular system. I used a 240-minute chart. Why? Again, I don't really remember, but I think, oh, I can get more trades. I can get more trades. I can get the breakout sooner than I can get on a daily chart. Smart, so smart. I use the ATR sizing, meaning if the ATR is wide, then I use less. lots on the trade, and if the ATR is small, I use more lots on the trade. Why did I do that? Because that's what the turtles did. Those rules are free. They're on the internet. You can look them up. Google turtle trading rules. Okay. So but I use that. That's complicated. I had programmers do that one for me. That's beyond my programming skill. Oh, and then I use a big target. Guess what you never do on trend following? You never put a target in. At least that's what the people who trade millions and billions. Oh, I put a target in. Then I had a trailing stop. Okay, of course. Why wouldn't you? Lots of breakout strategies use trailing stops. Oh, I had a hard stop too, right? So I had a stop loss. I had multiple trade sizes. I had a target. I had a lot of things. Okay, I added everything. Too many rules, right? It's silly. You can see why I haven't revisited this because over time, when I realized simple is better, like I didn't even go and revisit these things. Like, surely they're not going to work. So why even bother, right? Anyway, this was just probably 7 days ago from the time I'm making this video. I was going through a bunch of workspaces and I looked at an old workspace that said turtles on it. Okay. And I'm like, I mean, this was an accident. I'm embarrassed actually, but the turtles on us and said, huh, I do like going back to old systems, but I had not gone back to these for a long, long time. So it was just sitting there. All of these charts I made, and I made a bunch of different currency pairs and blah, blah, blah. So I looked at it and I'm like, huh, bunch of 240-minute charts. I wonder how they've been doing. So how do you think they've been doing? Well, what do we have here? On that workspace that I found that had turtles on it, I had turtle maybe 240-minute on it. I know now, this is newsflash, better sit down, that the pound yen is a hard trending instrument. I mean, people have only known this for 1,000 years, right? The pound yen in the land of Forex is probably the most trendy instrument. So that's why I've learned that. I've done multiple tests. I'm trading now live robots with the pound yen. I'm really, really enjoying it. If you're going to trend, find stuff that trends. So pound yen is a good place to look. Hint for you. So I went, of all the charts, I think I had like 8 or 9 or 10 charts on this workspace. I went to the pound yen. It's the only one I went to. I mean, I had others, but I just went to it. And then I clicked on it, and then I clicked on the performance report, and oh my goodness gracious. Okay, remember, I hadn't touched this for years. And take a look at that performance report, right? $199,000 of profit, 25,000 max drawdown. And if you look at the close to close drawdown, it was only 22. There was a significant amount of trades in this sample set. I believe it went back just 10 years. 587 trades. So you can see the percent profitable, not great, 31%. But look at the average winning trade. Again, using one full lot each time, 3,300, right? Average losing trade, only 1,000. So my risk to reward is fantastic, over 3-to-1. Average trade net profit is $339. So every time it took a trade, I could expect $339. Percent profitable is there, 31%. Profit factor, good, almost 1.5. How is this looking? Return on initial capital, 664%, which that's okay to look at, but here's what I really look at. The net profit as a percentage of drawdown. So how much has it gained? If it went into drawdown right away, how much did it gain after that? 782%. I mean, what's phenomenal? This number is 500%. 500% is phenomenal. And this is 782. Just crazy. And if you did a close to close, it's 905% gain, right? Annual rate of return is roughly that, but that depends on what size account you would use. Crazy, right? It's just crazy. It says account size required 22,000-ish, right? So, I mean, this has just been trading by itself. All right, let's take a look at, here are the yearly returns. Now, this has been trading by itself probably since 2017, with me not paying attention. So these 3 years are something very interesting to look at. This might have been 2016 that I made this. I honestly, I don't remember. But look at this. Look at 2019. If you traded a $22,000 account like the TradeStation report told us, that's over 100%, way over 100% return in a single year. Just trading one robot, one chart. Now, we have a losing year, okay? That's acceptable, right? We probably wouldn't want to trade it by itself, but look at everything else. If you did 20,000, look, in 2013, over 100%. In 2012, you would have made over 200%, going up to almost 250%. I mean, look at this, right? And notice it traded much more in 2015, and that might have caused a loser, although this one wasn't bad. But notice when it trades a lot, it loses a lot. Is that crazy? I mean, specifically, look what's happened sitting all alone, right? Not great in 2017, but it made it. 2018 and 2019. Holy, holy, holy moly. Okay. Conclusions. Here's our promise number 2. What's the best way to test? Clearly, setting this up, I didn't do a great job. Way too many things going on, right? So much opportunity to over optimize and screw this thing up. But here's the thing, the best way to test is to do honestly whatever you want, right? Test it out, try to find a bunch of data and test it out. Maybe do in sample, out of sample, maybe do a walk forward test, whatever it is you do. But the only true measure is to let it trade. Just let it trade. And that's what this has done for years. That's what freaked me out. The only true way to find out if your system works is to build it and then let it sit for 6 months, 7 months. Just let it sit in the background, not for years. But this is what the top traders in the world do. They build something, they think they do it right, and then just let it go. I mean, this has gone for a long time. It worked before, and it worked, and it's just dry run all by itself. This has trading costs built in. So, I mean, I guess the execution, if the execution was similar or as good or better, I mean, this thing could make a lot of money, right? I mean, look at 2019. The only thing that's even in doubt is if it would trade and execute in real life. So, I mean, should I be trading this? I mean, it's got too many rules and so many apparent flaws, but yet, I mean, would you trade this? If it had done that for this many years, interesting question, isn't it? Now, every chart on this mystery thing that I found, mystery workspace, had different parameters. So I'll just give you some guidelines. They all are different. I just found this, so I don't know how safe it is. But I used breakouts, but I used anywhere between 100 to 200 bar breakout. I had a trailing stop, very, very tight. I said short, I meant tight. So I used a trailing stop. I guess you can. I use ATR sizing, complicated. Don't know how necessary that is, but I did. I did a timed exit. Geez, how many rules did I have? It was about a week, right? Anywhere, test it, test a bunch of things. About a week. I don't even know if that's necessary. And I had massive targets, which you never do. So like something like on the pound yen or the yen pairs 150 or higher, on other pairs drop it down. You're not supposed to use targets on trend following, but I did, and you saw what happens. Obviously, I would not trade it by itself. I mean, you might have a losing year. This obviously needs to be confirmed with now me watching it closer. Like, I don't even know how long I let this run by itself. Um, but the chances it can make 100% in a year, I mean, it just did that on paper. It's crazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm building this into MT4, and I'm going to start testing it and watching it in real life, knowing what I know now. But here's the tip of the day. Hopefully I gave you some guidelines that maybe you can build your own. But here's the tip. Build a system, set it aside, give it 6 months, and then watch it, right? The best thing you have might be an old system that has just been sitting over on the shelf there for a while. This really freaked me out, and I think it's an incredibly valuable tip. Build a system, let it run. Don't forget about it like I did, and look at it, right? You might have something already that's just unbelievably good and could change your financial future. All right. That's all for this week. You can go to scottwelshstrategies.com. You can become a member, or you can write me, go to the contact page, or just email me. There's contact information. All right, everyone. I'll be back in a few weeks to talk more. Bye for now.